Hey everybody, I'm Dana with Diggin with Dana, and I have a special guest with me today, a young man named Hazen Casperson, and he is from Idaho, but he is living here in Arizona now. He's big time cowboy now, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Bull rider, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
I was born and raised in Idaho, and I've been riding bulls since I was 5 years old. Riding miniature bulls. Started out with my dad. First got into the sheep. Sheep were, I was so scared of them. I went and I won the Ram circuit finals when I was in Pocatello in the sheep riding, and I hated it. I just always wanted to get on bulls.
Yeah.
And then I started out riding miniature bulls when I was 5 and did that up until I was, I think, 13 or 14. And then finally got into the big bull riding, and just that's always been my passion. I've played every sport, but I could never give up on this one, and that's what I want to do most of my life.
Yeah. So with your bull riding, you have your PRCA card, right?
Yep, that, and when I was first 18, I started out at the PBRs, and I bought that right when I turned 18, and man, it was a little bit hard on me because I wasn't ready for that bull power yet. When I first turned 18, I mean, you're getting on those bulls that are in the world finals, and then at the end of the year, I ended up getting on the bull that won the 4-year-old division at the PBR, that Juju of D&H's. I got on him and came out backwards, and then ended up dislocating my shoulder and
oh my gosh,
got pretty hurt down at college.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just decided, I'd rather be, if my money's going to count, I want it to count towards the making the finals at the NFR. So
yeah,
that's
so you switched over then.
Yeah, and this year I plan on just doing more, just filling my permit and getting my qualifications up. So, I mean, I'm definitely good with hitting PBRs as well, which I went to Prescott last weekend, and then I'll be up in Queen Creek's PBR this weekend that Judd puts on. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, lots of travel, lots of rodeos, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just trying to stay healthy, and I don't know. I know that this year, my money's not counting towards making the finals, so I don't know. I'm not going to be, extremely hard on myself this year, as far as just, really rodeoing as hard as I can. I just want to, be smart about it and stay as healthy as I can so that at the end of the year when the season starts over, then I can just get right back into it and try and go straight for the finals,
Yeah. And so you just turned 20.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, just barely.
Just turned 20. And what kind of injuries have you had recently? Because you were telling me a little bit that you broke your back, huh?
Yeah. Well, last year alone, I ended up getting jerked down in Sisters in at their normal rodeo there. I was being dumb, and me and my buddy Jackson were both talking, and we were kind of going on. We started out in California, we went to Santa Maria, and then hit Union and their X-Bulls at Sisters too, and then it came down to all we had left was Sisters on that day, and then the next day we were up at the PBR in Twin Falls, and I just was not riding good, and I've taken my helmet off before and just went riding in my hat, and I thought I had this big black bull, Mike Corey's, but I ended up having a different one, and I was like, man, I'm just leaving the helmet in the car, and ended up taking a horn to the face while I was riding him, and he ended up stepping on my face too, and so I fractured my cheekbone and broke my nose, and then I was pretty sore all year.
You wear your helmet every time, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Your mom probably says that too, right?
Oh, yeah. Her and my dad, I had to FaceTime them. And, but no, and then probably about month and a half after that, I ended up finding out that I broke my back. I'd been riding with it all year. I mean, I was super sore, but I
didn't even know it was broke.
No. When I kind of knew, I was Ben German from Broken Heart, he was like, hey, if you want to make our finals, you definitely need to hit this one. And I was like, heck yeah, I wanted to make that RMPRA finals down there in Utah. And I just went, and I had one that kind of came out and faked left and then started rearing. And if they started rearing, I could not get to the front. That's how just stiff I was. And he kind of just threw me out. It wasn't even bad. I just landed on my butt and ended up compressing a vertebrae to where I lost all the feeling in my right leg and ended up having to go to therapy for it and get ozone shots every week in it. And then came back in, I want to say October, and for that Battle of the States, and ended up being 81.5 there. And then next weekend went to Central Point, Oregon, and I was 84.5 there, and
Wow.
was doing good. And then I just came back down here and just been riding as much as I can on the weekends and working too.
Getting lots of practice bulls in, huh?
Oh yeah.
Good for you.
Oh yeah, it's been good. Very blessed.
Yeah, for sure. So what is your future? What is your goals? You said you wanted to fill your card.
Yeah, definitely like my biggest goal right now is you know,
The NFR.
yeah, I just want to get my standings up so then next year go straight for it. But more than anything, I just want to be at the NFR, you know, and have my family, my brother, and my dad there for sure with me, because they've definitely been a big part of my bull riding career and my success, because they've always, you know,
Support you 100%,
oh yeah.
huh?
And I mean, my dad's back in Idaho, but you know, I send him my videos and, you know, what do I need to work on here, and he tells me, and
Yeah.
you know, so I mean, he's always supporting me. And my brother, he used to ride bulls, and now he bullfights a little bit, but he's just an electrician, so he helps me out as much as he can. But,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So you got a traveling partner that goes with you most of the time?
Honestly, not right now.
Yeah?
Well, actually, yeah, Dallas. I mean, we just go out to Cave Creek, but
Yeah.
he's kind of new to the bull riding, and you know, I'm trying to help him, and I see a lot of talent in him, and we go. And but I don't know, as far as like the pro rodeo goes this summer, I'll probably go with like my buddy Cooper James, and maybe a little bit with Trace Red, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Last year, I mean, most of the year I was just going alone, you know.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah.
Got to have a traveling partner.
Oh yeah, it definitely makes it a little bit funner, but
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I just never had it work out, and I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not too keen on just having to have one. So,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
mean, when I got home after I broke my face, I stayed there for a few months and started just rodeoing. So I was going with my brother Kaiser and my dad. So I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I like going with my dad just because I don't know. He's always pretty good. He knows what I like, and you know, and he definitely helps me ride better.
He's your support.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He definitely tells me what I'm doing wrong and makes sure that it gets fixed. You know. Yeah.
So you just ride bulls? Did you ride anything else before? Did you do horses or anything in the past?
I mean, when I was really little, I did everything.
Yeah.
Like in like the IJRAs, what they used to call it. I used to do like pole bending, barrel racing, goat tying, and I don't know. I don't know. Nothing's ever really been like as drawn to me as the bull riding has, and like that's just my thing. Like, I don't know. I played basketball and I wrestled as a little kid, but I played basketball in high school, and I played football for a year in high school. But I don't know. You know, I just wanted to put all my efforts into the bull riding, because I definitely feel like, you know, I want to leave a legacy when I get done. I want to have a world title, at least one of them won.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
so. I mean, it's one of those things, you know, I'll never give up on that dream of riding bulls until I make it there, because, I don't know, I couldn't live with myself if I didn't, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've got goals, and I think you're going to get there.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
I've
I
seen you
appreciate
ride. I know what you can do, and I think you're well on your way.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun to see your progress and see your career explode.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So you got anything that you like to do for fun outside of bull riding and rodeo? Is it all just rodeo and bulls?
Honestly, I mean, I go hunting in October,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
about like, I don't know. Usually I'm always just like rodeoing, like
Yeah.
if I have free time, that's usually what I try and fill it with, is like bull riding, or
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll hang out with like a couple buddies here and there, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm always rodeoing, you know, and that's usually all my free weekends and
Yeah.
anything like that. And
Yeah, I know that life.
oh yeah, it's sure one that, you know. I mean, a lot of people say that, you know, they get sick of it, like driving and all that, but I mean, I love it.
I know.
It honestly feels like home, you know. Like I just
Yeah.
like going all the time, and it's nice to see new
Get
places.
to see new places and new friends, and you get to see all your old friends too. Every time you hit another
Oh,
rodeo,
yeah.
it's like a reunion.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty well known back like in Idaho area, so I mean, I always know a lot of people there. And then when I came here, the only people I knew were the Mortensons, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I know a lot of people now, and a lot
Yeah.
of people know me, and
Yeah.
it's pretty nice. I mean, it's definitely a different kind of crowd down here.
Yeah.
Just because I come from a town of 300 people, you know what I mean, and then
This is
to
big.
come down here, it's pretty big change for me.
Yeah.
So, But no, like Jake, Will, all you guys with RS, I sure like being around you guys. And I mean, I remember I was at the American qualifier in February, and I was on the phone with Jake talking about like what bull I had drawn and what he thought of him, and I don't know, it's pretty nice. It's that's why I like going out to Cave Creek, where you guys are, and then I mean Jake's always helped me, him and Will, and it's just a good crowd to be around. I like that, and it's definitely improved on my bull riding as well.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good to have support and all over wherever you go. You got to have people that can stand by you and support you. So you have any sponsors or anything yet? Are you?
No, not right now.
Not now?
I mean,
gonna be getting some, I bet you.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that's a big part of it. For like a lot of these top guys. Those. How
are you supporting you work?
Yeah. I do like. Man, I can do about everything.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're supporting your own rodeo travels and all that stuff now. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's make sure you keep your hand shut if you want to go to the next one. That's kind of how it goes, And but yeah, I mean, hopefully, like this year, I'll just be seen by a few and get picked up.
Some sponsors.
Oh yeah, but
that'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Those top 15 guys, they got those sponsors, because, I mean, everyone goes through those dry patches of not riding anything.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you just have to, ride through it, That's kind of the thing on it.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's going to stay on all the bulls they get on,
Right.
I mean, they're going to do their best, but, even, like, most of the top guys that end up winning the world, they're not even at 50% for a riding rate,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think you're going to do great things. I think you have a excellent career ahead of you with the rodeo and stuff, and I think that you're going to just shine. You got the personality, you got the skills, and you got the support behind you, and I think that sponsors are going to see that pretty soon, and you'll have lots of them that'll be coming out looking for you.
Heck yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And so you said to me earlier that you had a little bet going with Jake, huh? And
oh yeah,
for those who don't know who Jake is, he's one of the partners in RS Rodeo, and he's made a bet with you, and you want to tell what the bet is, so we got it on record is what I want to do. Make sure we got it.
I think I got his name's Cash. Is like he's my favorite bull to get on, and at the time he'd bucked me off twice, and I had like this rope. I was like, it didn't matter what I was getting on, but it was blowing my hand like right to my fingertips as soon, and I was like, man, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong, and I ended up getting a new bull rope, and I mean. The 2 times he bucked me off, it was like 7 seconds at least. And then I rode him, and I made a bet with him, and I was like, hey, like, I want to see you get on one. And he was like, well, if you win a pro rodeo that's got 5,000 at it, he's like, I don't care if you tie. As long as it's got 5,000 at it and you've won, I'll get on one, and you can pick.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, deal. And then Cash, I mean, he's my favorite bull to get on.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely helped my riding just because,
he's kind of rotten too, though.
I think he's just like perfect, like I mean, he always makes me work for it.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
he does.
I've rode him 3 times now. The last 3 times I've gotten on him, I've covered him. But I mean, the last time I rode him, I thought it'd be pretty, easy at that point. But I mean, he had me tipped away from my hand, like I was almost all the way off the side, and then I got back on him. But
he's a good bull.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I've wanted him ever since I rode him, got on him the first time. And I told Jake that, and he was like, you make the Ram circuit finals. He was like, or win your circuit finals. He's like, he's yours, like I'll sell him to you. And I was like, heck yeah. That sounds like a deal to me. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Jake, he'll be having to get on a bull here soon.
Yeah,
by the end
I
of
think
the
we're
year.
going to hold him to that too. And I think we need to make sure that he knows that's on record now, Jake, that you're going to have to get on a bull. He hasn't done that yet around any of us. So
I know it.
He's just busy working because we're always working. You never get to get on or anything, So it'll be fun.
He's going to have to get on old Cash.
Yeah.
Because I remember
can't wait for that one.
The last time I rode him, he almost bucked me off, and he was like, he came up to me and he's like, I was never going to let you live it down if you got bucked off of him that time. So I'm going to make sure he gets on him, because I'm going to tell him the same thing right before he gets on him. You're never going to live it down if you don't ride him,
Yeah.
Me and Jake, we talk on the phone at least, once a week, and he always gets brought up. I mean, Cash is just like, he's my bread and butter. He's just my favorite thing to get on.
Yeah.
you know. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not even that big, you know, and like
I know.
he doesn't really buck like all that hard, but he's just like he definitely teaches you to ride very correct,
Yeah.
and you have to ride him just like
He's
a drop arrow,
strong.
you know, from A to B.
Yeah.
Like, and he's what's weird about him is he always like no matter who gets on him, he always tips him like into the right. Just I think it's just his build. He's so little and he wants to pull you over that shoulder. So I mean, you always have to be moving on him, and if you get to, you know, just trying to hold on, he'll make you pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Dallas, that was actually his like first open bull was Cash, and then
Oh.
he ended up knocking Dallas out and stepping on him, but like he was like, man, like, but I mean, you know, Dallas is like, you know, I feel he felt confidence after getting on him, you know,
Yeah.
whether what happened, you know, he
Yeah.
was
he'll
like
teach you.
he could feel it, you know, so that's what I like about him, and that's like the good part about going out there, you know, you can work on those little things out there, and I mean those IFR bulls, you know, the one they rode for like 89 and a half, Sage Kimsey rode him, you know, and I mean he's just good to get on. I mean every week I go out there, I feel, you know, like a better rider after I leave. So,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's been good.
Good deal. What's your next rodeo? What's the next big one you got coming up?
I'll be up in Queen Creek's PBR this
PBR
weekend,
this
the one
weekend.
that Judd puts on. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hopefully do good there and
Yeah.
draw some good ones. I
Yeah.
mean, his PBRs, you know, they're always just a good set of bulls.
Oh,
and
yeah.
those Mortensons are great people, you know.
Yeah, they
and
sure are.
it was actually weird. Like the first PBR I ever like actually just got into Alpha entering was his Prescott PBR right when I'd turned 18,
Oh, okay.
and I'd entered Clovis, which is like you at the time it was like a day before, and it's like 40,000 added, and all I thought, you know, is like my first time really leaving from home to go to like a PBR event and that, and I was working at a mill at the time, and I was still in high school rodeo and that, and I took this weekend off because I knew.
Yeah.
And I was at work and I was working night shifts, and then I was still doing high school online, and I got a call like the day before Clovis, and I had like I think like 14 hours to get there because I had to get there at noon for before the COVID test. That was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
big deal right then at the
Yeah.
time. So like I literally had like an hour, maybe an hour and a half to leave and get headed there, so I can make it there on time. And I mean, I hurried and left, and I got to Clovis, and it was just pretty eye-opening for me because like Clovis, it's 40,000 added, so like a lot of those, and it's on a Wednesday, so you're not going to miss the Unleash the Beast tour. Like all those top guys can go to this one. And I mean, we had like Boudreaux Campbell, Kaique Pacheco, Silvano Alves, Andrew Alvarez, like all those big name guys that I've watched, you know,
Yeah.
since I was a little kid, you know, and like admired and got to meet them, you know, and it was
Gotta ride with
pretty.
them.
Oh yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean I'll never forget it. Like it was so crazy. Mike Corey was actually the guy that owned the bull I had, and I went up and asked him.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's this bull? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, that's not my bull. And I was like, no, it is. And he was like, oh, well then it's probably that Red Bull, because he didn't know the name.
Oh.
So I'm like, you know, man, this thing must not buck then. Like if he doesn't even know he owns him, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm just thinking that, and they run him in, and I mean he's just like good looking Red Bull, like probably about like 4 maybe 5 years old, and I slide up, and Andrew Alvarez and Shad Mayfield was pulling my rope. Like those two were helping me on, and I called for him, and they opened the gate, and this bull stands there like a shot dog for like 5 seconds.
Oh gosh.
And I mean, I'm scared to death at this point because like the gate doesn't come back, and then he comes out and starts bucking. And I mean, he gets it on and like gets me down, but I like checked the bull score, and it was like a 45. And I was
Oh.
like, you know, like that was pretty crazy to me, because I was like, you know, I got on some ranked bulls, but nothing like that, you know,
Yeah.
back home, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, my dad was pretty good about, like, watching what I was getting on, you know, because he definitely held me back on the, like, getting on big bulls because I was so little when I came into the high school. He was like, you know, we're missing the fall season. You'll come back for the spring. And then I ended up doing that, and I was just fine. But
Yeah.
I'm glad he did that. But he was pretty careful on what he was entering me in. And, I mean, those guys around us, like, Broken Heart is Ben Gurman. I mean, his bulls are all, like, pro level, you know. But
Yeah.
I mean, I drew like a pretty nice ones of his, you know, and like, I mean, I'm glad I wasn't getting on his, you know, like short rounders. Like, luckily I didn't draw those because, you know,
Yeah.
it'll definitely take a fight out of a guy if you just
Yeah.
start pounding him, like that.
Yeah.
And but no, it was pretty crazy, like going to like the PBRs and that, and I was like, holy cow, like this is
Big
it.
time. This is
like,
how it is.
Yeah, because I was going to high school rodeos. I was winning my like district, and
Yeah.
I'd get on like on a Friday sometimes, or not even the whole weekend. I wouldn't get on,
Mm-hmm.
and I was winning it going into our district finals, and I'd only been on like maybe 5 or 6 bulls,
Oh,
and
wow.
everyone else been on like 11.
Yeah.
And my buddy Cooper Cook, he's a really good bareback rider. He was in it, and he was kind of rodeoing too at the time, but it ended up coming down to us two in the district finals, and I was winning, and he ended up riding one, and I ended up getting bucked off, and he ended up beating me. But it was like, we were both just kind of going and doing our own thing, and I mean, nobody really even came close to like either of us. I mean, I think one kid rode a bull, and then
Yeah.
another kid didn't cover any, so he didn't even get a go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was like, I'd rather just go to like maybe a high school rodeo one day, and then like maturities, because I was pretty big into that, riding for those guys there. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, my senior year is kind of when I started going really hard, because like when I first ever went out on my own, I was 17, and it was right after COVID had happened, and they did like, you probably heard of like West Yellowstone, the like little bull ridings they do out there. Well, that was like the only thing we could get on. So I'd go and stay at a buddy's house, and that was like a 3-hour drive for me to West Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I'd just stay at his house, and we'd go, because they did it all week long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, you could ride every day of the week
Yeah.
there, except
Yeah.
for I think like a Sunday. I don't think they bucked on Sundays, but it was. So then once I turned 18, it was kind of eye opening, just because I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
And it definitely. Luckily, I was still in high school, and I was riding at those, because I would ride those bulls really good there. But then I was still trying to get used to those pro level bulls at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think there's nothing but good going to come for your future, honestly. I see that with you.
Thank you.
You got the right attitude, and you've got the drive. So it's going to be fun. Going to be
Oh,
fun
yeah.
to watch.
Oh yeah, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
So we'll have to have you come back on maybe next year afterwards and see where
Heck
you're
yeah.
at, and we'll catch up again.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
been good.
So I always ask everybody that comes on like a couple of silly questions, like, what is your favorite hamburger? Where do you like to go get a hamburger at?
Honestly, like a restaurant place.
Or, Burger King or Whataburger or something like that. Where's your favorite hamburger kind of thing? McDonald's?
Honestly, like my dad makes like my
Oh, your
favorite
dad?
burger. Yeah,
Okay.
he cooks it on like a wood pellet stove, and I
Uh-huh.
mean they're really good, and I
Uh-huh.
like that. But if I had to choose like a restaurant, it'd probably be. Man, I don't even know, because like.
You never
Everywhere's-
go eat them.
Yeah, I usually eat something else.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I like In-N-Out,
In-N-Out burger?
Yeah,
Okay.
me and Dallas always grab that on
Yeah.
the weekends, and like that's been kind of like our go-to, because that's like right on the way home from Cave Creek, so we always
Yep.
just stop in there and grab
Yeah.
that. And like back home in Idaho, there is no In-N-Out around me.
Oh, there's not.
No,
No.
I mean, I think until I'd moved to down here, I think I'd maybe eat In-N-Out. I could count on like one hand.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I used to be like a big Whataburger guy when I was at college down in Big
Uh-huh.
Spring, Texas. That's like almost everything I ate, every day. I was eating like that, because there's nothing else, really
Yeah.
to eat. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just go grab a Whataburger. And then I'm definitely burned out on that. I don't think I've ate one since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a
Because they're
little
on
too much.
every corner in Texas. Every
Oh,
corner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, man, every time I see it, I'm like, I can't even look at it. I
Yeah.
just ate it too much.
Right. Well, I guess we'll have to catch up with you again, and I
Heck
thank you for coming on, and I can't wait to see Jake have to get on a bull. That's going to be something we're going to all get a good laugh out of that one when he has to do it, because he made a bet, right?
Oh yeah, Jake's gonna have to get on cash. That's
Yep,
for sure.
yep,
We'll have
so-
to post a video next time
Oh,
I
yeah,
come in.
for sure we will do that.
Well, thank you for having me.
You bet. So this is Hazen Casperson, and we are going to see a lot of great things coming to this young man. And thank you for coming on Digging In with Dana, and we'll see you next time.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you.